Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Now, to start with, we are here. All of us, we know why we are here. Basically, we are here for our brother Jaggi, Singh, who's been abducted and kidnapped by the Indian police forces under false implications. Now, for the others who don't know, he's a UK citizen who's actually been abducted, picked up from a shopping centre while shopping with his wife and family, put a gunny bag on his head, taken away in a police van, and implicated in false charges. Now, before we go any further, I would actually like you to understand the patterns of what's been going on. Us Punjabis, we know, others might not know, Captain Amrinder Singh in the general elections last year, before, in the last general elections, what he said was all the non-resident Indian Sikhs should be aware of that they won't be able to come back even on the deaths of their near and dear ones. That was his statement. And this statement actually came just out of the anger that diaspora Sikhs have been standing against the oppression of the Indian government, and we were standing against them again. And all of this is coming out of that with a big support from the Hindutva RSS governments and their own workers. Now, let's understand this in a different perspective as well. Jaggi has been protesting against the 1984 Sikh genocide that happened in Delhi and even in Punjab. So he was working on papers, he was working with his weapon, which was his own pen. So he was actually raising these issues for a long while, which the Indian government and the Indian administration and the Indian nation state doesn't want anyone to do. And they've done this before. They've done this to Jaswant Singh Kalra back in the day. He raised the similar issues, and he was given one word from the backbone DGP saying, we've disappeared these many, 30,000, you're saying 40,000 or whatever. It doesn't take us long to disappear another one, which they actually did, which they've been charged for and they've been punished for, which explains that they actually did it. But most of the perpetrators of Jaswant Singh Kalra are still roaming free. One of them died recently. Now, I would like you to understand another thing here, that they are actually trying to make Jaggi as one of the targets which we as diaspora Sikhs would look at and not raise our voice. Try to understand. A boy goes for getting married. He's there doing shopping in a shopping centre, suddenly gets picked up, 30 days, 12 visits to the court, police can't charge him. They can't even produce a single affidavit or even a single evidence that he has been involved in any of these cases. They've been taking his remand continuously, the last one given for 1 day. And try to understand another thing, they have been trying to torture, which they eventually did. His attorney actually confirmed it, that Jaggi told him that he's been subject to torture. And when his attorney put an application to the Indian courts, I would say Indian courts, which they call is the biggest evidence of judicial system and equality and justice. He put in an application that we need an independent medical done for Jagtar Singh Jaggi because he's been subject to torture. And you know what the judge did? Gave a date of 5 months. 5 months from now, so that every single evidence that could be present on his body that he's been tortured could be eliminated by then, and there could be false implications till then, and they could prove that he's been produced in courts like he's a terrorist. There were 20, I saw it myself, I saw it live. There were 20 big vans, anti-riot systems, all these CRPF, Punjab police, DSPs, superintendents of police, all around him, taking him like he's the most wanted terrorist in the world, where he's just a boy who's tried to live his life and who's tried to actually come forward against the atrocities that India's been committing against us as Sikhs. They've committed this against Christians, they've committed this against Muslims in the past. Gujarat 2002 genocide, I call it, no riots. In the rule of Narendra Modi, today's Prime Minister of India, was another evidence of their actual action against the minorities. And to Sikhs, you've done it in 1984, you've done it for a decade till 1992, and you think you can actually break us, you can actually decimate us, scare us, or defeat us in this. And let me remind you, from day one, our ancestors weren't defeated. They never gave up, and we will not give up against you until a day when you stop doing all these atrocities on minorities and give them their due, what was promised by you the day the transfer of power happened, which you call independence. Now, last thing I want to demand from the governments of other countries, including Australia, which are a pretty good democratic system, to call upon the Indian nation state, I would say Hinduत्व nation state, to actually look into this, to see that there's no evidence present till now. They've been trying their best to implicate him, and they couldn't get anything out. Now India, being claiming themselves to be the biggest democracy in the world, which to me, I've lived there, I was grown up there, I've seen it's not, but that's what they claim to be. If you are, I dare you, bring up a positive and a neutral public justice commission and let them look into this case rather than your own police forces implicating people, picking them up, putting false charges, claiming that they've recovered weapons, whereas they're their own weapons around them, which they've put on just to claim that they're someone else. So I would again ask all the governments of the world and all the Sikhs to come together. This fire is going to come to everyone's house. It's not just Jaggi, let me remind you. All of you watching this on TV, YouTube or Facebook Live are going to think, this is not my case. It's not nothing to do with me. It's got nothing to do with, no. It's going to come to your house. If the fire's in someone's house, don't think it can't get to your house ever. It will, and the way the agenda of the Indian government's going, it will, trust me. Unless you unite, fight together, stay together, and raise your voice together, doesn't matter what part of the world you're in, let's get together, unite together, and fight against, set up an agenda for the next maybe even 200 years, what we want to do against the atrocities of this nation, Hindu state, and let's fight against it all united. And united we stand. Thank you. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa.
Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Free Jaggi Jaggi now.
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 India is ashamed.
India is a shame.
Democracy of 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 India is a shame.
Free Jaggi Jaggi now.
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 Bole so Nihal.